Hello, this is Animations Anonymous, coming to you from Communist Russia. I have my comrade Greg, and I, the proletariat, Zack. We are today covering Comrades Red Sun Superman by DC Animation.
You know, I wrestled Russians. I have wrestled Russians. Alleged Russians.
Alleged?
Work Russians.
They're actually from, like, Nebraska or some shit.
I mean, you may or may not have nailed it on the head. Due to kayfabe reasons, I cannot answer that fully. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Hello, I am Greg.
Comrade the Greg.
Greg. Oh, it was great too because the Russians I wrestled, they wore the Bushka hat and jumpsuits. It was great. Red mask, commie red masks, of course. You can't go wrong with a commie red mask.
But so Red Sun's Superman. First thoughts before we get into the synopsis. I'll let you go first because.
Oh yeah, because I got a bunch of little sidebars, a couple of sidebars that are fun. Okay. First off, so this whole movie, I was waiting for Deathstroke to show up.
Why?
Because if you remember, in the first Injustice game, there was Red Sun costumes, and Deathstroke and Solomon Grundy had a costume. So I assumed they were in the movie.
Hold on, I'm Google machining this. Yeah. I forgot. Because I know Batman and Superman did, but I didn't realize they had.
Deathstroke's is pretty badass. Grundy's is just, he's wearing the Bushka hat.
Okay, so, yeah. In the book, Grundy, they just made Grundy up and Deathstroke. So, Green Lantern's correct, Batman's correct, Superman and Wonder Woman are all from the comic book. Everything else is just WB being like, hey, what would they look like in the Red Sun universe?
And they're cool. I do like the Deathstroke one a lot.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. And I know how much you hate the Injustice design, so...
Yeah, anything's better.
Yeah, that little bit of compliment is all you're getting.
Although, I'll give Injustice 2 they have the better costume designs. Gods Among Us costume designs are trash, but Injustice 2 has better ones. They're still not great, but at least you can customize them. Oh,
is the stream still going on your end?
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
Can you see me wave?
I saw your hand move. Yes.
Okay, you see me wave. Good. Okay, because I loaded up HBO Max on my computer to have the movie playing in the background, and my computer was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and buffered OBS. I'm like, "No, not this again, please. I want to have a good episode."
God save me.
Also, shout out to J-Rod Numero 1 and Mikey Starks 1. Those are from the FRM fam, FRM like associates and such. Thank you for the follow.
Hello, comrades.
Hello, comrades. What was another thing I was gonna say? Okay, do you want to wait till we get? Do you want to wait till after our first takes on it before getting in? Where like, can you tell us the history of Russian Superman? Because I've always been curious about it.
I can do the history real fast, and then we'll get into like feelings, thoughts, all that stuff, and then a synopsis.
Yeah.
And comparisons, because it's always comparisons with me. Anyway, so in 2004, the guy who wrote Civil War for Marvel and what else did he do? He did like Ultimates 1 and 2, which is basically Avengers. In 2004, 2003, 2004, somewhere in there, he was working for DC. Mark Miller, Grant Morrison, and Mark Waid were all going to take over the Superman books. And their idea of Superman is super at everything he does. So he could, if he was listening to someone speak Russian or Chinese or something like that, he could learn it like that without trying. And he'd just be naturally good at it. Playing football, same deal, all this other stuff. Well, editorial didn't want to go in that direction because they were going to take Superman off to do weird, like, Silver Age but modern stuff. So kind of like All-Star Superman, but not. So Mark Miller comes up with this pitch, hey, I want to work on Superman, but what if he landed in Russia instead of Kansas? So you get a 3-issue miniseries, which is fucking perfect.
Okay.
I love that book so much.
So I'm glad.
And that's pretty much all.
I'm very curious then, because you got some good comparisons then to the movie. Because
yeah,
I like the movie a lot. So I'm curious. So I'm sure you're gonna either send me the motion comic or I'm gonna get my hands on a graphic novel of it, and I'm gonna text you immediately, like Batman versus Robin, where the fuck, and go, wow, that movie sucked. Which is gonna be sad because, like I said, I like this movie.
Okay, so the thing about Red Sun is when it's adapting the actual book and not putting modern day politics into it, but that's a different rant for a different time. It's actually very good, and I'll give it credit for art design. I like the art designs. I like the voice cast.
Oh, voice cast is great.
Right.
Especially Brainiac, and I love me Roger Craig Smith Batman, even if he's doing a Russian accent.
Right, it's so good. Dude, he's so good in this movie. He fucking kills it. As far as, like, Batman voices go, like in Origins, he's a little rough. Yeah. And I haven't watched Ninja because Ninja's not my bag.
I think that's his first time as Batman, too, so he's definitely improved, for sure.
Right, and he sounds much more like he's more comfortable with it, because before that he played Captain America and Sonic, like. But yeah, voice cast kills it. Love the art style direction. I don't think the animation's as terrible as people make it out to be. There's just character changes, event changes that I don't like, that ruin the story as far as my enjoyment of it. And there's pivotal things, like maybe we'll do All-Star Superman one day. But you know that comic that I always post? It's like 2 pages, and it's about this girl that's about to jump off the building.
Yes, I love that thing when he stops her.
So, right, and he's like, you're much stronger than you think you are. That's who Superman is to me. So, that's from All-Star Superman. That's not in the movie, and it's super disappointing.
Oh, is it considered too dark? Or why?
I don't know, but like that's the thing. That one issue 10 of All-Star Superman is the encapsulation for me who Superman is and what he represents and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So just that single issue, All-Star Superman as a whole is fantastic, and you should definitely read it. Watch the movie afterwards, because you'll be like, oh, what the fuck. But anyway, but yeah, that's my first. I don't have a positive outlook. It's kind of like Killing Joke. I know we both like that second half because it's literally the book for the most part. But yeah,
this one not so much.
Red Sun has its ups and downs, and yeah. Anyway,
for shizzle.
Your thoughts?
Like I said, I liked it. I love the concept in general of like, what if he landed in Russia as opposed to Kansas, and kept it. I do like they kept it in like that era too. Obviously, you wouldn't have communist Russia in 2020. It would. Yeah, it's not Superman teaming up with Putin in the first half. So, like I said, I liked it a lot. My only other thoughts is like we'll get into more when we get to the movie. It was unsettling at parts, kind of, because like I don't know, because like you said, because like how Superman is, and like you could tell like he's like blinded by his vision, where like he's trying to get away from Stalin's vision and be free, but they bring it up later where it's like, well, it's your It's your
Just the
vision
thing.
of freedom and shit. And then like I loved the guy. I can't remember his name at the moment, but like the guy that got to play Brainiac. Like Brainiac as a whole was fucking.
Um,
Just the conversation between him and Brainiac. I'm trying to remember which one. It might have been the one where Brainiac's trying to get him to invade the U.S. one of the times, and just listening to them converse like they're friends. I don't know why it really kind of unsettled me.
Paul Williams.
Yeah, Paul Williams.
That's who plays. Oh, he's a song.
Yeah, he's a
He's a
musician.
songwriter. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a musician.
like-
Yeah, he does some voice work sometimes. He did other shit. I know he did some for Star Wars, Clone Wars, and then he did a couple other cartoons or some shit.
Okay.
Batman being straight up a terrorist was fucking wild. Like, oh shit.
It's so fucking good though.
Oh
Yeah. In the context of the story, it's so good.
Yeah.
In both versions, that's the cool thing. They hardly touch Batman. So whatever Batman did in the movie is what happens basically in the book.
Straight up murks him.
Perfect. It's so fucking perfect.
Straight up murks bitches. Like, Jesus Christ.
Doesn't give a shit.
Oh, another thing that kind of, which we'll get into more, is like Superman lobotomizing people. No.
Not only that, but puts like a robot thing on the side of their head.
Yeah, it's like that's why I assume it's like some weird lobotomizer technology.
Yeah,
that he just puts on his head.
No, he straight lobotomizes them and then turns them into fucking robots, basically.
Robots in human shells. It's rough.
Pretty much. It's kind of horrifying.
Horrifying. Hello,
and
Jared.
then, oh man.
So,
all right.
Let's dive into the film.
The film.
Film.
Okay, so the movie starts off, which little boy running away from a bunch of bullies, and a redheaded girl is like, "Hey, stop!" Obviously, they're speaking in Russian, but since this is an American film, they're not speaking Russian. But anyway,
I just thought of it too. What if this whole movie was in Russian?
Right? Do they have a Russian fucking?
Probably not on HBO Max.
On audio thing, because
Maybe.
I'd watch it with as like a foreign film and stuff. That'd be dope. But anyway, so boy with black hair is running away from a bunch of bullies. They're gonna beat him up. Yada yada yada. He keeps running away, and then he runs near a tractor and disappears. And they're like, "Where the fuck did he go?" And then redhead girl punches bully in the face because fuck that guy, I guess. And he gets knocked to the ground, and then they run away, and if you weren't a girl, yada yada yada, I'd be a shitbag. And then she asks,
I'd be a shitbag.
Yeah. And she asks, hey, Clark, that's not his name, but obviously it's Superman.
It's Clark, but in Russian. I don't know it.
Right. I don't remember. But her name's Svetlana. I remember that for some freaking reason.
And she's hardly in this film. She's probably in this film for a max of 5 minutes, if that.
That's the thing, dude. Never mind. We'll get into that later. Anyway, so she's like, why do you keep running away from him? Like, you're going to have to face him eventually. He's like, no, I'm not afraid of them. Like, I could hurt them. And she's like, what do you mean? And then he lifts up a tractor and is like, oh! Fucking Superman the movie with
like,
Christopher Reeves in it. Oh, shit. And then he takes her up and flies her up into the sky. She's like, you know what you have to do, right? And he's like, no, what? She goes, you have to use these for the state. These powers are for the good of the state. So then you get the opening credits.
Which is a pretty fucking rad opening.
Which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, art-wise.
Yep. And then flash forward to 1960s America. Is that right? Yeah.
Is this where they cut to Luthor?
No, they have the news broadcast or whatever about the Soviet Superman and his powers and how it could be propaganda because they show him taking like
Oh
flamethrowers
yeah, and so because it's like I get how they could believe that because like it's kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, this is the fucking 50s or 60s. How are you gonna fake something like that? This is before CGI. It's the whole moon landing. It's the whole moon landing conspiracy where like when fucking it was a Stanley Kubrick film. I was like, but this was before CGI.
It's a Hitchcock film.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Right.
And then it cuts to Luthor.
Then it cuts to Luthor.
Voiced by the dude that plays Batman in Brave and the Bold.
Right. And he plays him in Harley Quinn too.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is really weird in the context of that show because I'm so used to him being like chum and da 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 da, you know, all that fun stuff.
More Silver Age Batman.
Right. So Luthor is talking to Eisenhower?
Yeah, President Eisenhower.
Yeah. Talking to Eisenhower and how, it's nothing, it's just a bunch of bullshit and my team's on it and yada yada yada. Lex Luthor being a dick. And then Lois comes in and then he hangs up on Eisenhower because Lois is the greatest woman of all time.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's the first.
That's the introduction to Luthor and Lois and shit.
Right. So then,
how do you feel about Lois and Luthor being a thing?
Honestly, well, so I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It's weird in this movie. So in Superman the animated series, they implied they had a thing.
Oh, at one point.
Before Clark came to Metropolis, Lex and Lois had a thing and yada yada yada.
Mm.
So in this movie, I don't like it because, again, compared to the book, in the DCAU, the thing is no matter what reality Luthor's in, Lex Luthor is Lex fucking Luthor. Mm. So he's still a dick regardless of everything else that changes. He's still a dick. But in this movie, he's like, oh no, I'm a sweetheart to fucking Lois Lane, this, that, and the other, and yada yada yada. Like, no.
I didn't get that in this film. Maybe not till the end.
He's a lot nicer than he is in the book.
Okay.
In the book, he's just like, nope, fuck you.
So
and Lois is very independent. So it's like they're married, but they're like that type of thing where it's like they're married, but they don't feel married. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but they still feel it that way, but I guess probably not as hard as they do in the book, as they do in the movie.
Right.
Compared.
So, and that's a lot of characterization that gets played with later. So then they bang, right?
I think they allude to it, I would assume.
Right. They bang, and then Lois has Sputnik 2's crashing. I need the fucking movie on.
No, they cut to first they cut to the Superman when they open the dam in Russia.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much he's Stalin's just giving him a pep talk saying you're the symbol of the Soviet Union and shit like that.
Stalin was giving a speech, and then whoever that lackey was giving him a pep talk, and you need to talk to the Russian people because you're the beacon of hope for fucking communist Russia and all that other shit.
What the fuck was that?
Canned air.
Jesus Christ.
Was it that loud?
Yes. It scared the hell out of me.
But yeah, so he gives
it's like icing down his balls. Yeah, he gives a speech, yada yada yada. The fucking I didn't build this dam. The Russian citizens built this dam.
Right.
Rah,
Thank
rah.
you. Thank you all. Okay. And then we cut to Lois and Lex having sex, I'm pretty sure.
No, we cut to the satellite coming down.
Oh, yeah. Sputnik 2 falls out of the sky. Sorry.
Yes.
Like, I just watched it, but as we know, my memory's garbage. So,
you had it, and then I was like, wait, don't forget
Yeah.
this scene, which is usually what you
Right.
do to me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, now it's this scene, and you just skip to the next scene. Like, oh well, fuck.
Right. So the speech, and then the meteor, or
I thought it was a meteor too. I'm like, what the
Sputnik
fuck?
2's crashing out of the sky, and Superman saves the American people because he's like, it's not their fault, yada yada.
Yeah,
Like, traditional Superman. I don't care. Like, I'm here to help people.
yeah.
That's the thing.
He's here to help. He just has a Russian accent. He just says, "I care about. We don't hate your people. We just hate your government." That sort of deal.
Right. You're brainwashed by capitalism. That stuff. And then Lois is like, "How about an interview?" Yada yada yada. And Superman's like, "No, the press is the villain of the American people, or of the people." He doesn't say American people, but of the people. And then she's like, "Oh, so the great, Russian Superman is
afraid of the press," which that comes up a lot in this movie, is fear and what you're afraid of and such.
Yeah.
Figure throw that out there. Then we cut to them on a building.
Right, and Lois is smoking a cigarette, and she's like, "Oh, so you're not scared of the American press?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm not scared of anything." And she's like, "Don't you think that's a little presumptuous or arrogant, I guess, is a better term?"
I love he's like, excuse me, smoking's bad for you. And she's like, it's the same brand my doctor smokes. Because 60s.
Right, because smoking in the 60s is good for you. That's why everyone on TV was doing it.
Was it? I remember those old. I don't remember. But there's those ads that have cigarettes that claim to be healthy, and like they had like Babe Ruth sponsor them, and I think Babe Ruth died of like lung cancer or some shit from smoking.
Yep.
I love it.
Man,
This was a pretty good interaction though between the two. I liked it.
So then, they have that whole discussion, this, that, and the other, and Superman's like, "Look, you live in a life of luxury. You're privileged. You have massive privilege because you're married to one of the richest men in America." And then he goes, "But people below you are suffering," which, upon rewatch, because I watched this when it first came out too, it sounds like Catwoman in Dark Knight Rises to me. When, like, I don't know if you remember that scene where they're at the ball.
Vaguely.
And she whispers into Bruce Wayne. She's like, "You've been living this, that, and the other. And, you're privileged and yada, yada." But anyway, so then Lois pulls out a classified file from her jacket, which Luthor got, which is revealed later. Right, which is revealed later that Luthor found this file and was like, "Hey, this, that, and the other." And Superman's like, "What's this?" And she's like, "Look, this is stuff that your people are doing wrong too, but you're just naive about it."
This is where this movie gets really like, oh,
right,
like whoa. Also, what's the symbolism of this? She lights the cigarette and then drops it at her foot.
She's quitting.
That's a symbol of quitting?
Yeah, she's done because Superman said something. So in the book, it's very clear that Lois Lane is in love with Superman.
Oh yeah, I could feel the sexual tension in this scene.
As soon as, like in the book, the Sputnik flies through the Daily Planet fucking globe thing that's on the top of it.
Oh fuck.
And Superman catches it and rescues a kid while handing him his balloon. And
of course, of fucking course he does.
Right, because it's Superman. And
I
Superman
love it.
Is wholesome.
Like, I don't know why. I just love the idea of Superman being cheesy, like kind of dumb, but like still like wholesome.
I like to think of him more as cheese or wholesome than cheesy, but yeah, it's just like, yeah, he's a dude. He'll rescue. He's a dude from Krypton that'll rescue your cat or get your balloon.
So I love was it those adaptions, whether it be like a Lego video, like one of those Lego Batman games where Batman's like, oh god, like he's like because like he thinks he's a show off, which he kind of is. But the funny part is he doesn't realize it. Yeah, unintentionally shows off. He's actually a genuine guy. He's just showing off. It's hilarious. Fucking. We could cut to something not so hilarious though. When he pulls up to the fucking gulag, and I love every fucking like guard when they see him like, have oh fuck look on their face, like he should not be here. Cause like legit, they cover the shit in lead too, so he can't see him.
Right.
Like,
and he's like, oh, covered in lead.
That's not good. So, side note, I love how in Justice League, fucking his parents wrapped his presents in lead. His Christmas presents in lead.
Yes.
I don't know
wholesome content.
That is awesome. That episode's great. Anyone who's never seen it.
And he still believes in Santa.
Yes.
And it's amazing. So we get to the gulag. It's kind of horrendous. And I didn't tell you to turn on Xbox. Anyway. So...
I'm shocked that... I heard the disc tray open. That's a rarity with Xboxes.
Right. Well, it doesn't do that. Usually when it's standing up, it's like, herb.
Oh, you want to play a game? Or in this case, it doesn't read the disc. My favorite! When it won't read the disc.
Gulag time, Greg. We're not supposed to be making jokes about Xbox.
I can't help it. This scene is sad.
Right. So all these Russian people are
dying
in shitty conditions, living underground, being worked to basically death. And Superman's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can almost feel he's like, I had no idea. And then...
Right. Then there's a small child who says, I can't believe you can hear, everything. You can hear everyone talking in the world, but you couldn't hear us crying from underground. And then you see two dead parents. And then if that wasn't enough for you to clue in who this is, there's bats that fly behind him.
I'm glad they did that because I didn't catch on right away.
Well,
because I'm dumb. Okay.
So a conversion, I don't like this as much in the movie. The book, there's a character in Superman's normal supporting cast that is named Pete Ross. I don't know what his name's Piotr in the book, but he's Stalin's stepson.
Mm-hmm.
So how Batman's origin comes up is Piotr, Bruce's parents were anti-Stalin, right? And publishing this, that, and the other. So Piotr shoots. It's more of a traditional Batman.
Oh, okay. So he's the one who kills his family.
He kills his family, and then he can't live with it and can't live with Superman being better than him. So him and Batman team up to take out Superman, like you see later in the movie with the lasso of truth, and we'll get into that. But anyway. And also Lana's thing is different too, because the gulags aren't in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, she's in a bread line. And she's like, oh, Clark, how are you? Yada, yada, yada. And he's like, this woman and her children are starving. Get to the bread lines, because she sold all her shit to go to Stalin's funeral. And we'll get to Stalin's death when we get there, which is not far away in the movie anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, get her food. And, I know Lana, this, that, and the other. And everyone around them is like, what the fuck? Like, we're poor, we're starving, we need food.
Rhino shit.
And yeah. And Superman's like, whatever. And then Lana disappears.
And then that's it for Lana in the book?
That's it for Lana in the book. Her two appearances are actually, yeah, that's it.
Figured there'd be
that's her in the book. There's no child flashback in the book, and there's no gulags, her dying in the gulags.
I think I prefer her dying in the gulags, because that's fucking underwhelming. Oh, well, if there's no flashback, then yeah, we don't know who she is.
It's just like, oh, Lana, yeah, whatever. But
Lana.
anyway,
Yeah, so...
Lana Lang. So then she's like, at last, you hear my calls, because she's a redheaded woman, and he's like, Svetlana! Like Colossus and fucking X-Men, the animated series. Ilyana! And that's what Russian Superman sounds like to me. He sounds like Colossus. I'm like, that's who if they make an X-Men animated series, just cast fucking the guy who played Superman in this movie to play Colossus, and he'll be golden.
That'd be perfect.
Right. So then Superman busts the Gulag people out, and he's carrying Lana in his arms. And she gives a tragic speech of, oh, I knew you'd come save me. And he's like, why did they lock you up? This, that, and the other. Why are they being terrible to these people? She's like, because I knew you. And then she dies. And then Superman gets really pissed and flies off.
So I took that as because she knew who he really was.
Before he was.
So that's why they did it, because they didn't want her to fucking talk about it.
Be like, oh, I knew this person.
I know that guy.
Government was like, nah, fool, you ain't no shit.
Jesus Christ, what would that hurt?
Like, I don't know, because then the propaganda machine can't roll.
Yeah.
But hold on, I'm gonna check, make sure Lana's not in this book that I have, because the whatchamacallit's really short. Like, the thing that makes me my disappointment is the book is very thin, and these movies are an hour and a half. This is the perfect size for adaptation. You didn't need to change anything. You could have just done the book, and everyone would have been happy.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're not close to it, you know.
Right. I mean, it's close, but it's not like it could have been for me anyway. Perfect. And this was around the time Hush came out and all that stuff, where they were just taking famous storylines that everyone's like, we want this, and then they fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because of course.
No, that Hush movie's pretty big.
Yeah. No. It takes a lot from the Tom King run, where it's Batman and Catwoman doing stuff.
And then the Riddler's Hush, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's not it.
That's pretty dumb.
That's not the thing. Yeah. Anna doesn't show up till way later, so she's not even in the beginning of the book.
Oh, wow.
It's not until... Is it before Batman or after Batman? I'll have to find it. But anyway, continue with the summary, if you want.
Oh yeah, after she croaks, he flies to Stalin and confronts him about why is he doing what he's doing, and he's pretty much there's a line he uses in particular, like a tragic necessity or some shit.
Yeah.
What you call atrocities, I call terrible necessities.
Right.
Which is a rough line for sure.
Well, it's justifications for his actions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But so then this really bugs me, and this was my first major complaint. Like all the other stuff, it's like, okay, whatever. It doesn't have to be in perfect order, but like he straight up murks Stalin.
Yeah, which I went, oh fuck.
I was like, no.
How does he die in the book?
The thing about Red Sun is Superman's misguided. Not a full-blown, fuck this guy, I'm gonna be the dictator now, which he basically becomes. But in the book, he dies because of a heart attack, like he does in real life.
Okay.
Or cyanide, one of the two, I don't remember. But anyway, so in the book, that's when Lana Lang comes in because, or Svetlana, whatever the fuck her name is, comes in because she has to pay for tickets to go see Stalin's funeral.
Oh, so, that's why she sold everything?
Right, and that's why she's starving and yada yada yada.
Jesus.
and then
Straight up murked
Barbecue.
Stalin.
Yep, straight barbecues him. Like there's no. Oh, he could have lived. No.
Yeah,
he shows
more quote unquote remorse for Batman than he does Stalin. Like, holy fuck.
Right, Stalin. He just like, yep, nope, fuck that.
I do love the imagery though, like when the guards bust in and they realize what Superman did, and they're like, "Well, fuck that, we're just gonna bow to him." And he goes, "What now?" And they cut to Superman crying. Like,
right.
That's a pretty cool scene. Holy fuck, Zach! You were way off. We cut to now. We cut to Lex and Lois fucking.
It goes by so fast, though.
Jesus, you were a couple scenes. You're like, fuck this movie. They're fucking.
Right. All that matters. Okay. Where? Oh, okay. So Stalin dies, and Lois and Lex are fucking, and then Lex has a meeting with Jimmy Olsen.
I believe so.
Yeah. She's like, I'm making a mistake, or I hope you don't make a mistake dealing with Superman. And then he has a meeting with Jimmy Olsen. Oh, and she tells Lex that he's getting pudgy because he keeps sitting around all day at an office.
Yeah. When they another running thing in the movie is the chessboard with chess with Luthor. So, cause when they cut to him and his what do you call him again? What's his name?
Jimmy Olsen.
When they cut to him and Olsen in the lab underneath, Olsen's like looking at the chessboard and shit.
Right. Yep. Because Lex is a 12th level intellect. That and the other.
Which Luthor, which pretty much he just talks about building another Superman.
Right. And so this is another thing that bugs me. Because then we're gonna get into Superior Man, is that?
Yeah.
That's the next thing. So, and then Superman shown saving people in Korea.
Yeah, he reunites Korea.
Yep. And what was it? It was like thousands.
3,000s died to save 3 million lives.
Yep. So it's better for everybody. And then Lex, they're at the Air Force, and then Lex, Lois, and Jimmy. Good Lord, there's a lot of L's. Are having a conversation about, past 4 months. So passage of time has happened, and they have a new project which they're going to unveil at this conference that they're on their way to. And Lex is going to unveil the American Superman.
Yeah, which Lois in the car gives him their anniversary gift that he forgot about again.
That's right. Forgot about it, and then she has excellent taste because it's like a watch or something.
No, it's chess pieces.
Chess pieces?
Yeah, the Black King is Superman, and the White King is him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Subtlety.
Back to the chess. There's a word for it. Theme. Other than theme.
Yeah.
Maybe it is theme.
Symbolism.
Yeah, like fear. Fear coming up constantly in the chess and shit like that.
Right. So, skipping all these details.
Empowering women. That's another one. What's another running theme? Running theme. That's what it is. What's another one?
Man-hating. A lot of it.
Well, that's Wonder Woman. What do you expect?
Anyway.
Fuck guys.
We'll get into that.
I'm a guy.
We'll get into that. So Superior
Gilbert Godfrey
Man
reveals the fucking. He's not voiced by Gilbert Godfrey, but he looks like him. I think that's supposed to be the president, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eisenhower.
And it's the Superior Man.
Superior Man.
They shoot him, and then it's America first, and he's a big dumb lug because it's Bizarro.
Okay, I was gonna say Google says he's Bizarro when I was looking up the voice actors.
He's supposed to be Bizarro, but the thing, so in the book, there's no this thing of, oh, it looks like a normal, decent human being. No, that shit looks like it was born out of a test tube. Like, he's gross, ugly, and whatnot. So then they're at the ball, they're at the ball where he meets Wonder Woman for the first time.
I just looked up the picture. Holy shit!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, but the thing is so I forget what the fucking incident is. Something happens. I don't remember what it is, but something is gonna crash into Metropolis in the book, and he goes to fight Bizarro, or they both go and try and stop it, and they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna, fuck everything up," and yada yada. So, and then they start fighting, and it's a super fight. Well, the thing is so when they're fighting, instead of exploding like in this movie, spoilers, but it's a podcast, so watch it if you really want to. That's why I'm just kind of skimming over stuff. But Superman and Diana meet for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, she's a lesbian. Okay, cool. I need to be a bitch about it."
Oh, he tried to fucking kiss her! What do you mean? He's straight... You can't just force your lips onto somebody! That's fucked up! So...
Back in those days, though...
No...
Like, that's what... Well,
no.
let me explain.
Also, before you continue, I just found the panel of him giving that kid the balloon.
Yep.
Also, apparently, for those who are nerds about what Earth realm this is, it's Earth 30.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I'm finding some cool panels from that comic.
But he's probably just used to it, is what I'm saying. Like,
That's
I'm sure
bad.
they throw Russian women at him. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, to keep him happy, quote unquote.
I don't know. You think? Just imagine
what?
Superman horny.
Right.
Horny. I don't know.
I'm horny.
There's nothing indicating they throw women at him. I don't know. That's still a little gross. So I don't know about the whole bitch thing, but like, in fact, she was like, when she backed him off, he's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." She's like, "Well, I mean, I come from an island that's nothing but women." And then he's like, "Oh." So after that, he's like, "Well, can you? Well, I wouldn't mind having a friend." I'm
probably thinking of later. Yeah.
He's like, "I wouldn't mind having a friend," and she's like, "Yeah, of course."
Right. So, and then the Superior Man fight happens, which is okay. I don't like it as much as the thing, because I hate being that guy. But in the book, so they fight like they do in the movie, but instead of him exploding, Bizarro rescues them from like a missile or a meteor or another fucking Sputnik crashing. I don't remember. I haven't read it in a minute. But he like stops Superman in his tracks with like freeze breath or something, and I think it's a missile. They're gonna blow them both up, because fuck them, and we'll get rid of Russian Superman and Superman at the same time, or abomination. Yeah,
not have any problems with Superman's
super peoples,
super pips.
But he's fly up and carries a missile and it explodes and then he dies. And then that's the end of Superman, instead of pulling a fucking, "Oh, we're just gonna blow nowhere."
I love he straight up he to his face calls him all the fucking like shit like you'd yell at a Russian, like terrible shit, you like Rusky and fucking commie. Yeah, like horrible stuff. Like, oh fuck.
So they fight, and then everyone, Lex and Lois and Jimmy, are all watching it from inside his head.
He had a camera implanted in him.
Yeah, and so they juiced him up with electricity type stuff.
Yeah, which he starts slowly getting more and more deformed,
ugly, and losing brain cells for whatever reason.
Steroids.
So,
They make your balls
Allegory.
and brain smaller.
Right. And then it gets to a point where he's Superman 2, Superior Man, whatever you want to call him, is going to lose the fight. And Lex is just like, give him more juice. But sir, he's at full capacity. So? And then basically gives him enough juice to explode. Doesn't kill Superman.
Causes him to melt. It causes Bizarro to melt, though.
Right.
Sounds horrifying. Which melts. Then Luger, not Lex Luger, Luthor,
yep,
of course expected it. Said he only had 12. There was only a 12% chance that he would have beat Superman.
He was gonna live.
Which Lois is like, what the fuck? That's terrible. Why did you do that?
You raised that thing, like, and then you killed it.
It was still a living being.
Right. And then he blows up, and I'm watching them punch each other. 12%. Hey, you got that right on the money.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had that memorized or if you were just sitting there watching them.
No, I just remembered it. It's weird. I'll sometimes remember the, like, little details, but forget like other stupid shit. Or I'm just like, why? Yeah. How did I forget that?
Oh, and then you gotta love you killed him. It's not a him. It's an it.
It's like, whoa.
That's Lex.
That's why I'm like, are you sure he's not a dick in this film? Because he's a dick.
He's a Luthor, like, that's a Lex Luthor dick line. Like, of course, it was an experiment. Fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, that's.
But they're way more lovey-dovey than usual because at a certain point, I don't remember if it happens in the movie because I didn't get to watch all of it. But in the book, he's like, our marriage is on hold until I kill Superman. Don't ask me about anything. We're not getting divorced because back in those days, it was frowned upon and we can't bring shame to our names, so we're just separated until I take care of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to the Berlin Wall, which they're tearing down, I believe. And then Superman comes and basically he's just like, boom!
Tears it down for them.
Fuck this wall. And he's got a new suit, which includes the passage of time, so now he's got gloves on. He's got black Nazi boots on.
Nazi? You mean combat boots?
They're not combat boots. They're actual, like, stylish Nazi boots.
Oh.
Combat boots have, like, laces and shit. Like, these are fancy Nazi boots. Or even, who else has those type of boots?
Stalin?
Star Wars. Empire has those same type of boots.
Oh, okay. The Darth Vader boots.
No, just the Empire. Like, the minions. So, like...
Darth Vader has those boots.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
Darth Vader
does.
has different boots.
Huh? He wears boots. Look him up.
Yes. I know. No, Darth Vader walks around barefoot. With his bacon-ass feet. Okay.
He wears tennis shoes.
Yep. Sometimes, if he's feeling fancy, he'll...
Wears flip-flops.
Or feeling... Right.
He's on vacation.
But no, he has...
With his crispy feet.
Vader has different boots.
His crispy feet. Showing off his droid toes. How many toes do you think Vader has?
He doesn't have bacon feet. I lied. I'm sorry.
Bacon feet. His pork toes.
Right. He doesn't have any toes because motherfucker got his legs chopped off.
High ground.
Anyway, we're not going into Darth Vader does not have those boots. He has knee-high boots. Those are not knee-high boots.
Oh, excuse me. Superman with his knee-low boots.
Right. But they're like...
His knee-highs. Damn, Vader, you fucking sexy beast. His knee-high... I just realized, wait a minute, he's wearing knee-high boots?
Yeah.
Damn! Ferocious.
Fucking hard to walk with robot legs.
I didn't realize Vader was a kink. Oh my god, how did we get here?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Tarkin does have those boots, you're right. How did we get here, though?
Because I'm a fashion lunatic, and I'm just like, costumes matter, and then you and Joe give me shit about it because it's like, but that's the whole appeal. Aside from like dialogue and character, is how
I
they
love
look.
costumes, but Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
some of the shit you're just so nitpicky about.
I am.
It's like was it when Zack Ryder on his podcast he was talking about like the mask that that warrior that came out where it's like his last TV appearance. He was complaining that the mask didn't have a thinner string to go around his head, which I love.
You were like, that sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like Zach. The other's my Zach. I love Kurt Hawkins and Mark Sterling. We're both like, what the fuck, dude? So, cut to what
Superman fighting Brainiac.
Yes, which Brainiac's voice is Chef Kiss. Love him. Love Brainiac in this film.
Which is more traditional Brainiac. I don't remember what he does. Hold on. So they're fighting, and it's an action scene. Oh, this is where he shrinks Stalingrad, right?
Yeah, shrinks the city and puts and shit and tries to suck it up.
Bottle.
And then Superman is able to punch through and save them and stop Brainiac.
Lobotomizes Brainiac pretty much.
Yeah, so
that's his first lobotomization.
Yes.
So up to this point he hadn't done it yet, but yeah.
And Superman, because Superman didn't want to kill people if he didn't have to, so he fucking would lobotomize them and hoping to, or as he would say, fix them. I can help you. Which is so fucking no. No.
But why? So
which I get it. That's supposed to be like that, but still.
His motivation. This comes in later, but so that I don't know how well versed in Superman lore you are, but that's supposed to represent like Kandor, which was a city on Krypton that got shrunk, and then Brainiac shoved it into a bottle because Brainiac's weird.
Collect shit, right?
Yeah, he collects shit from all over the universe after he destroys planets and whatnot. So that way he has a little piece of it. At least that's what modern Brainiac does, anyway.
Right.
I'm not sure about Golden or Silver Age, but anyway, so that's Stalingrad, and that's his greatest failure. That doesn't come into nearly as much play in this as it does the book, because the book at the end there's a scene that I'm pretty sure they do, but they mess it up. But anyway, so carry on, and then we're at the museum, the Superman museum.
Yeah, where they're just verbally jerking him off and such, talk about history, and then suddenly a voice comes over the PA. You
have 10 minutes to get out. Oops.
Suddenly, explosion. He straight up killed people. Like, what the fuck?
No, he says you have 10 minutes to get out, and then he's like, oh, did I say minutes? I meant seconds, and then blows them up.
Like, fuck. Holy shit.
Fucking awesome.
Straight up murk people.
Yeah, this Batman has no problem. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to take this dictator down. And what's funny is this happens in the book after the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Wonder Woman and Superman have a montage of them falling in love, because for some reason people are obsessed with putting the football player and the cheerleader together, and it's not cool. I've never gotten like Superman and Wonder Woman. Yeah, okay, they're super strong. Who gives a shit? Anyway, so this plays out. Batman blows up a whole bunch of fucking cities or
other buildings in the city that were probably like tied to Superman. And I love he fucking pulls a guy out of a helicopter and hijacks it.
Yep.
Because
I think, it's very Year One, Mask of Phantasm.
And then Superman's trying to dig out the rubble and find all the bodies and such. And then he finds three people dressed up like Batman, and stops them. He's about to kill them, and then he's like, no, it's not your fault. I can fix you. I can help you. And I'm just like, Jesus. And then sure as shit. Oh,
See them sweeping up.
so is that guy who's sweeping anybody in particular? Or is that just the first look at guys who are, like, lobotomized and shit?
Well, no. So, I don't think he is. Because that's not what Piotr looks like at all. And Piotr's the one that... Oh, I didn't even know he caught 3 Batman. But that's later. But no, I don't think so. Because, look, Brainiac's the first one, and then he's just some random citizen. And then as Superman gets older, which they don't do in this movie for some weird reason.
Yeah, he
like
just
in the book,
stays the
you
same.
can gradually see him age. Like he'll get white in his hair, or have like little, whatchamacallit,
Right.
tags under his eyes. In this, they're just like, nope, Superman's eternal type thing. And it's just kind of weird. Because it doesn't indicate like a passage of time aside from like Lois's hair getting gray, or Lex going bald, or whatever. Probably.
He meets up with Wonder Woman. They talk about it and
So that's where she's saving
a girl and her baby.
Yeah, from the fire building or whatever. Fire. Yep. Also, I love this Wonder Woman outfit.
Oh yeah,
shit.
Pretty cool.
Red and black's just the way to go.
Then we cut to John F. Kennedy. He's with Lex Luthor and Green Lantern, or what we think, or what we assume is Green Lantern, which he is. And I love when they go to the fucking Green Lantern corpse they find. They're like, well, why? How come you haven't took the ring off? He goes, well, we don't really know what would happen. He takes a pair of pliers and snips off the thing's finger. I'm like, Jesus Christ! He goes, done. There you go. So,
here, leave me alone.
I'm like, oh fuck. Snip, snip. So there's your origin to Green Lantern in this universe. Right.
Well, the funny thing is it takes them like 20 years to figure out the fucking
how to use it.
Saying.
I just imagine what they had to go through to figure it out.
Right. We had a bunch of computers test every word until it clicked, or until it reacted.
Was that the answer they got?
Yeah. In Brightest Day, Blackest Night, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then what they don't tell you in this is Hal Jordan's a psychopath because he was in Korea and he was a POW.
Oh.
So he was tortured and he's like, yeah, I'll fuck them up. Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hal Jordan's a fucking nightmare.
Damn.
In the Red Sun universe. Yeah, so he's like super PTSD and goes crazy and tries to murder people, like murders a lot of people. Wants to murder a lot of people.
That's what you want.
And then today's statistics, please. So then we go back to the Fortress of Solitude, and Brainiac gives them the lowdown
of what's going on in Russia and shit, and
yep.
Wonder Woman questions Superman about his morals.
Yep.
And Superman's like, well, it's better than gulags or extermination. And it's she's like, well, what about freedom, man? And he's like, there'll be a day where we won't need any of that. And she's like, well, what if that doesn't happen? And then she brings up like how Paradise Island is, and he's like, well, that world's unique. This is a different world, and it requires shit. And she calls out, she goes, well, is that human nature or is that man's nature? And shit, which he continues arguing with her and shit, which he asked Brainiac to give the stats about what America's like compared to Russia, and of course there's protests, there's homeless and shit. Yep. America's in the shitter. America's always in the shitter, but no, we're not ready for that conversation yet. Sorry, I showed something. I showed too much. This is hard. It's hard to not at least get into some form of politics when the idea is he's Russian.
Right.
No goddamn or communists.
And they do it too.
You know,
because some of the stuff isn't there in the books. So
yeah.
I mean, it's political, but it's politics of the day. This has modern politics in it, so we might get a little political and disagree a lot. But anyway,
she does threaten to no long. She says her mother's ready to pull out of the
embassy.
embassy.
She's not going to be an ambassador anymore.
Which she
Superman
says
doesn't take too kindly to.
Yeah, she says I told her to wait, give you more time because I haven't lost faith in you. And then cuts to Superman. I would assume the guy from China, or is it one of the Korean ambassadors?
I think it's China.
Yeah, because and then Superman.
It's an Asian.
What do you think of me? Pretty much.
Greg's here for insecure Superman.
Yes. What do you think of me? And I love he gives this whole like political answer, and he's like, "Okay, but what do you really think of me?" And he goes, "I'm terrified of you." And which Superman has a "oh fuck" look on his face. Which again, going back to the running theme of fear and such.
Yep, everyone's terrified of Superman.
Yeah, which I mean, reasonable.
So then something's on fire.
Yeah, and then Batman calls out Superman.
Like Dark Knight Returns, so there's a giant fire bat in the thing.
Yeah.
And Superman's finds them, and it's basically at the gulag.
Yeah, it's at the same gulag.
That's what the background looks like.
Yeah, and Superman shows up. He's got Wonder Woman tied up.
It's like, what the fuck? And never mind how he got. It doesn't matter.
Apparently,
it's Batman.
It's Batman. Is there an explanation in the book, or
no?
No.
That's literally how he shows up, and he's like, "Oh, what did you do?" And Wonder Woman's like, "You have 10 seconds," and it's basically word for word the book, except for there's a couple of embellishments, like when he's beating up like the BVS moment where he's beating the shit out of him, and telling him, Stalin's garbage, you're garbage. Your whole political philosophy's garbage. Like, you can't be allowed to you can't be allowed to continue what you're doing.
Right.
And so
he uses like red. He uses like what are they, like fucking infrared or like heat lamps of some kind? They're like red. They're like red suns.
Red sun lamps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what Krypton has, is the red sun. And then when Superman gets rocketed to Earth, he picks up yellow sun, and then he gets all the superpowers and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, my favorite part of this is Batman's like, "You underestimate one thing, the human mind," and then Superman goes, "I can see your mind. It's nothing to gawk at." And then Batman's like, "But did you check for this?" He's like, "What? You're gonna kill me with that?" He's like, "No."
No.
And then turns on the red sun lamps and is just like, "Yep."
Proceeds to beat that ass.
Fuck out of him.
Beat the ever-living shit out of him while Wonder Woman watches.
Right. And also, I find it funny because out of context, it's funny, just like Clarence in RoboCop, where he tells, like, because she's under the lassos thing before she spills all the beans, Batman's like, "Shut up." Just like when Clarence is visiting Bob Morton at his house, he's like, "Bitches leave." It's just funny out of context.
Bitches leave.
I
love Batman's grand plan, instead of killing him after killing innocent people, fucking, "I'm going to throw you in a room and lock you there for the rest of your life." Which I guess it's to torture him because he had to fucking endure his childhood in the gulag, but still.
Well, with
not
the red
not wise.
He can't do anything.
Right.
He's basically human at that point, and he's not going to starve because there's, at least in the book, it shows there's food down there. He's just going to lock him away and keep him there as a bad, as a secret, I guess.
I still think that's bad planning. That's a bad move.
Probably.
You probably should have killed him.
Russian Batman's not rich, so.
What does it matter?
Probably doesn't have an education either.
Just fucking, just straight up murk Superman like you did the fucking city. And who's to know? You're fucking Batman.
I destroyed the gulags.
So, Wonder Woman.
A very BVS moment.
Wonder Woman
Like
gets all pissed and breaks out of her ropes, which I don't understand this. Why does her hair turn white in this?
she gets old, like she ages.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't give an explanation. I'm not sure what the mythology is for that, but it happens in the book too.
Yeah.
And so this is where I don't like Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman up to this point was fine. But then she just turns into this man-hating thing, which in this context of the movie makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, because Batman's a guy as well as
Just
Superman.
because, right? And then it's like dicks are dicks are bad, okay? And then she's like, "Oh, fuck you." But in the book, like she had an attachment to Superman, and if she wasn't attached to Superman, I guess you could look at it that way in this too. But they were lovers in the book, so when she gets drug into this and then is aged and yada yada yada, it kind of resonates more because it's just like they were more than friends.
Right.
So because of you, you done fucked my life up, and I hate you for it. And then Batman, she frees Superman or turns off the lamps, right? Because she's old.
Yeah, she breaks out of the ropes, breaks the lamps and shit, and
then he escapes, and then Superman's like, "I got you now, you son of a bitch."
Yeah, he
and
says, I can help you, and literally that was like, "Yep, nope." He explodes
I know what
himself.
you do. Boom.
Suicide bombs himself, like Jesus Christ. And then after that, fucking
Batman's like, "Idiot."
Yeah. After
What have
that,
you done?
Wonder Woman says, "We're no longer friends and shit." But I couldn't let you die. But we're no longer friends and such.
Yo.
Which, ooh, that hurts.
Yeah. And then the funny thing, I don't remember if they cover this, but after this incident, there's other Batmen that rise up in his place, and eventually in the book, like you see the fortress or the museum again, or the Fortress of Solitude, and there's people in bat costumes sweeping the floor with the thing. And then also, since Piotr is not in this movie, he's also there, and the redheaded lady from the whatchamacallit, the museum, is like, "Piotr, what's wrong?" And then he turns around and has garish ass grin on his face with a metal plate in his head, and is like, I only live to serve."
Oh my god.
And sweeping the floor and shit. Yeah, it's pretty fucking dope. Okay, so we got past Batman stuff. And then
now it's 1983, and Brainiac's trying to convince Superman to go to war with America and invade.
Oh, and Luthor's president, right?
Yeah, Luthor
like
gets
the fourth
elected.
time or some shit,
yeah,
in a landslide.
Luthor gets elected president and such.
And basically revitalizes the United States.
Yeah, and Brainiac's telling him go to war with America, and Superman's like, fuck that. He doesn't want to do it because of the amount of casualties.
Right. And then skip. Conversation.
I like this interaction between these two. Like I said, the guy who plays Brainiac is fucking great.
Right.
Then like what they
get that design.
Yeah, that design's pretty cool too. They got the notification that what Superman thinks are missiles. Brainiac's like, no, those aren't missiles. And then suddenly it's the fucking Green Lantern Corps. What's
even funnier is Hal Jordan's the only one with an actual ring.
Yeah. Fucking.
The other ones are all fake.
Got Jon Stewart. You got Guy Gardner. You got fucking Hal Jordan. And
Kyle Rayner, all them.
Yes, everyone.
They're all here.
And the gang's all here, and they're about to get fucking killed.
Like, in an instant.
Yes.
It's not even funny. And boom! Breaks the Green Lantern. And then got Phil Lamar back for Jon Stewart, which is cool. Even though he has like one line of dialogue, which is from the TV show, "Light 'em up!" and all that stuff. And then they put him in a box.
Small tiny box. They're about to get him, or so we think. And then that's when Wonder Woman saves the day, and I think Wonder
Shows
Woman.
up, she's like, "No, I want to kill him."
Yeah, and she's pretty much telling them both,
book.
stop this war, stop the fighting already, and
Yeah.
and such. And then what? I'm trying to remember. Why does Superman try to punch Wonder Woman? I know she talks about wanting to
probably
get.
said something to piss him off. Well, you stop this now before the Earth is going to be consumed in his insane war. That's probably what it is. Stop, but Luthor.
Oh yeah, he's like, because she's gonna go talk to Luthor, and then fucking she tells him, if you're the man you're a man I loved long ago, if he was ever there, some shit. And then Superman, I guess, tries to initiate a fight, which she's like, fuck that.
Well, she's telling him Lex Luthor has the right idea.
Right.
What are you doing?
And such.
This is getting out of control. And then he's like, I don't want to do this. And then tries to punch her. And then she catches it.
And she's like, well, this is the last time you'll see my ass. And leaves. You know, pretty much the gist of it. Which,
Bob.
Hal Jordan, being a prick, goes women right, which Superman proceeds to beat that ass. And he skips him across the water. And then we continue the fight again with the Green Lanterns, of course, which doesn't end well.
We will never see each other again. She straight up says that. We will never, and flies into the sun.
She's like, fuck you.
Wonder Woman's like, peace.
Peace, bro.
Bye, bitches.
That's the last time we see her in the film, too, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in the book, it's not the same thing. Like, by this point, Wonder Woman hates Superman.
Yeah.
So it's the Green Lantern Corps and a shit ton of Amazons fighting Superman.
Oh shit!
And of course they all get slaughtered. I don't think Wonder Woman dies, but yeah, they all get slaughtered.
Wolf.
The Green Lanterns, the Amazons, everyone, and then Superman's like, "All right, fuck America. I'm gonna teach them a damn lesson."
Yeah. Him and Brainiac pulls up to the White House. No security, nothing. Just Lois Lane with a little city in a jar.
So that's where they done fucked up.
Okay.
So in the book,
yeah,
what happens is when Superman fights Brainiac, he takes Lex Luthor with him or something. I think, yeah, he takes Lex Luthor with him to defeat Brainiac because Brainiac's going to be, maybe that's later. Or the fight with Brainiac happens before, and Brainiac and Superman and Luthor fight. Well, when Superman tries to come to the lawn, like in the movie, she has a letter, but instead of it being the actual city, which is a little too on the nose, in the book she doesn't pull it out or anything. She doesn't pull the note out. He just reads it from her breast pocket, and it says, "Why don't you just put the whole world in a jar, Superman?" And because Stalingrad's his greatest failure, he's like, fuck. Realizes that he's fallen so far from where he wanted to be.
Right. Type
thing. And then just cries. Pretty sure. And of course they have an epic drag out fight.
Yeah, and they talked about how Superman wanted to restore the city, and they kind of found out he could have always done that, but he never did.
Right.
Which...
Oh, I forgot. So on top of the Amazons and the Green Lanterns, there's also all the failed Superman villains. So like Doomsday, the Parasite, Livewire, Atomic Skull. They're all gonna fight him on the White House lawn, and of course Superman just kind of throws them aside because, I'm done with you. But then he reads it on the lawn, and greatest failure, and then Brainiac tells him he would have killed you in like 15 seconds, or defeated you in 15 seconds, because Brainiac knew that he had the Lois had the note and all that stuff, or convinced you to kill yourself. I don't remember. There's two awesome things Luthor has that Brainiac says that he does, and it's amazing. Yeah. And in this book, movie, it's kind of like not awesome.
Right. Well, Superman's about to take his little jar and go home, and Brainiac's like,
It's like, nah, we here.
fuck you. And then shoots the damn thing, killing all the tiny people inside the dome. Fucking. Holy shit. So fucking. And come to find out, he was never reprogrammed. He pretended, and then, like, he let him break into the ship the first time.
Down this path. Well, yeah. Basically let him down this path.
Yeah.
Even though he fucking vaporized Stalin, but whatever.
Fun stuff.
That was before Brainiac even came into play.
Yes. So then Luthor comes out to save what's her name? Lois, and then joins Superman in fighting Brainiac. And I mean, I'm trying to think, it wasn't really all that memorable. They just break through and fucking he rips Brainiac's head off.
Got a power suit.
Yeah.
And then Brainiac's gonna blow up. Is that not in this movie?
Yeah, Brainiac's gonna blow up, and so
Superman flies away, and then
with it,
Brainiac flies into space, and then Brainiac blows up.
In turn, they're thinking Superman just sacrificed himself.
Right.
And such, so they cut to the ending, which is where he's resigning from office, Luthor is, and Lois is there, and then suddenly you cut to the crowd, and Lois sees what looks like Superman as Clark Kent, and then when she, like, does a second take, he's gone, which I thought was... And then she smiles, which I thought was a nice ending. I didn't mind that at all. I thought that was... Because he's alive, so...
Right.
Yeah.
So he's human. He's gonna have the human experience, which he didn't have before. So you want to hear the cool thing that's in the book they do, which would have been amazing.
Okay.
So Luthor gets America all good and Gucci and all that stuff, and advances technology to untold, heights and all that stuff. And so it gets to the point where everyone in the world has L, or the L family is the highest supreme, and it gets to the point where the sun is about to burn out and it turns into a red sun. And then they find out Earth is going to explode. So then Jor-El takes his child, Kal-El, puts him in the rocket and sends him back in time. And then he lands into Soviet Russia. So it's cyclical. Like, the whole thing just goes in a circle. But I always thought it'd be cool if this happened before, right? So just for headcanon's sake, for me anyway, if Red Sun happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead of crash landing in the Ukraine again, it's actually normal Superman. It crash lands in Kansas, just as a fun connection, like, type thing. So, yeah, it's all cyclical.
Yeah, the infinite universes and such, and how the theory of them restarting when they end.
Right, but, like, the book itself is just like, no, it's Red Sun happens in a continuous loop. Like, this happens over and over.
What a horrific thought. It's terrifying.
Because Mark Miller originally had, like, the ending where Superman shows up as Clark Kent, and it's like, all right, I'm done. And then he calls Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison's like, yeah, so what if L for Luthor turns into the L's from, like, Krypton, and then they get a red sun? Yeah, just turn it in on itself. Ouroboros. But, yeah, definitely... Oh, go ahead.
You just yell Ouroboros and not put Resident Evil 5 in my head. I just have Douglas DC Douglas just talk about Ouroboros will be a complete saturation. Like, oh god.
But Ouroboros is fucking snake eating its own tail.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was Superman Red Sun, comrades.
I still liked it.
Greg liked it.
Yes.
It's got its parts, but like I said, I enjoy the motion comic, which is only an hour. I think. Hold on. I'll YouTube it real fast.
Let's say, where can you watch this motion comic?
on YouTube.
Oh, really?
In full, in widescreen.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can watch it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's an hour and 2 minutes.
It's not terrible.
So, no.
I've definitely done worse than an hour and 2 minutes. This movie's an hour and a half, so I mean,
right.
if you can watch this movie, I'm sure you could fucking.
If you watch both together, back to back, you have a full-length feature movie.
Fuck that.
Modern day feature movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fucking go to the movie theater and such, and you're there for a good 3 hours. Fun. I love it. Oh.
And maybe we'll come back to Red Sun after Greg watches the motion comic or reads the actual book itself.
I wouldn't mind owning the actual book, because I wouldn't mind upping my comic collection, or at least my I don't mind doing graphic novels for sure, because like comics, I feel like that just sounds like so much clutter, so much more fucking clutter.
Also, it's $5 for a 22-page comic, and it's like that's absolutely ludicrous. Like,
so I just rather pay $8 for a used graphic novel, you know.
Right, or even $20 for a complete story or trade paperback. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I mean, how much?
6 issues of a single issue would be $30, so you're $10 off, and you get the whole thing, and don't have to worry about it selling out or whatever.
For sure.
So,
I just found a stop motion animation with what looks to be Mezcos. Hello. From J3 Productions. J3 Productions. That sounds familiar. Oh my god. I think they used to do like fucking Lego animations.
Movie projects, machinimas, commentaries.
That yep. That's as soon as you said machinima, it started coming back to me. I think that sounds about right. Interesting.
Well, he doesn't have any. Well, maybe that's what he's pushing. He's always got GTA and some rap videos.
GTA. So sick of GTA. I love they fucking if you watch if you ever watch Gravity Falls, I love there's a part where one of the main characters goes, finally I have them all. It's been years, something years, and finally I have them all. It's like 3 books. Well, like so like someone did one where it was like, and it's just GTA 5 for PS3, PS4, and PS5. Which I thought was fucking great. I'm like, yes, of course. How can you have fucking 3 or 4 different games on 3 different consoles, and then have the same game for 3 different consoles? Skyrim's the same fucking thing. Same to you, Bethesda.
Oh man, we're about as long as the movie at this point.
Yeah, we're officially longer than the movie. So Zach, do you want to get into your shout-outs or whatever?
Shout-outs, plugs.
Shout out to Gemma Jameson.
Jenna Jameson. Why are you shouting out porn stars?
I don't know.
Ex-porn stars.
Blue Meanie's ex-wife.
He was married to Jenna Jameson?
I think they were married. They were together for a while.
Ooh.
I know she's the reason why he doesn't have a promotion anymore, which was 3PW.
Early career. I don't care about early career. I want to know. Trained by Al Snow.
Yes.
Personal relationships, you hoes.
I don't think it's on here. Just fucking Blue Meanie.
Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson. I know it's a sore spot for Meanie. Yeah. Because obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I just see Pie God blog porn pops up. They were a thing though. They were a thing. I don't want... Okay, way too much info on the Blue Meanie. I'm not reading that. I am not reading that. We're gonna just X out of that right the fuck away. Zach, please, for the love of God, get in your plugs. I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk about Blue Meanie's pubes.
Are they blue though?
Are they blue? Is his ass hair blue?
He was. Holy shit!
And just so you know, guys, if the Blue Meanie can score that, you can too.
Lady, good lord. Anyway, that's before she had her nose job. Don't ask me why I know that, because E was a thing.
Are you shocked? I don't think anyone is shocked. You notice these stupid little nitty-gritty details.
Hey, man. Anyway,
hey,
plugs. Hey, man. Okay, here we go. Instagram, Noir1930, Twitter.
Yeah.
1930. I'm also on the Shellshock Network on various podcasts, such as Animations Anonymous, this show, Plastic People podcast, which, oof, a little behind, and
fuck off, Zach. That episode got
I'm
posted.
Just saying, we're both.
Oh, you're talking about figures. I thought you were talking about the podcast.
Yeah.
As I say, I just posted an episode. Leave me alone.
And then also, what else? Oh, Drunk in Your House when the mood suits us.
Oh yeah, and after that lovely last episode that you and Joe hated, apparently.
That's the thing. Certain shows, I'm just like, oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, as I say, that's not the first time you were like, that was dog shit.
Yes.
I love it.
Anyway, I was just like, yeah, we recorded way too into us being, well, me and Joe being drunk, and you just being me, being like, oh, okay.
Right. Maybe if we were all three gradually getting drunk, it starts off hot and then peters off. That's usually how it goes.
Yep.
Tapers off from there. But
anyway,
any other plugs, sir, comrade?
Comrade? No, not that I can think of at the moment.
You are watching us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Shellshock Network, or you're listening to us on your favorite listening app, which is
I forgot that one.
Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, all your favorites. You can also, so please give us a follow and support us by listening to all of our shows. Like I said, we got like Zach said, Plastic People, Drunk in Your House, the Amoeba podcast, which me and Zach are going to be doing an episode soon.
Bad Batch.
Pretty much mid-season thoughts of the show.
Oh, really? Is it only 10 episodes? Or 6? Or
16.
8, or... Oh, okay.
And episode 8 came out the other... I know, right? What shows are that long anymore? We're so used to 8-episode shows now.
I thought it was episode 16.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Where have I been?
No.
I watched the first 2, and then I was just like, yeah, I remember, and then I probably forgot to watch any of the rest of them.
I love some of the...
I hated it. I was just like, oh, fuck.
I love some of the cool tie-ins from the later episodes, which me and Zach will talk about. What's his name? Pushy? Or it's hilarious. But so follow me on Twitter at MoondogMurray. If you want to see me pro wrestle and you live in the Woodstock area, Chicagoland, go to or the Chicagoland area. 1230 Davis Road in Woodstock, Illinois. Hit up next to the Supreme Hotel. Come see Premier Pro Wrestling. And you can also support us on YouTube, Shellshock Network, Shellshock Network VOD. My plugs are all over the goddamn place. And if you want to donate to us, go to the About section and click that banner on the Twitch channel. Or find our donation links on, I believe they're on SoundCloud, or I should probably tweet them out sometime
Next time on Animations Anonymous.
Yeah.
There will be anime titties.
Anime titties.
Kind of.
Take 2
side boob.
on side boob.
Double the length.
Take
a whole 12 inches. We're gonna get balls deep in some Evangelion again.
Yes. So how many episodes is Evangelion again?
26 and a movie.
Do we want to do the first 3 episodes, or do we want to do like
Well, that's what I was
2
thinking
halves?
because you said you wanted to redo it.
Yeah.
So maybe just
1 through
kind of go. We can run through 1 through 3, and then go into 4, 5, and 6.
I was thinking like, okay, so 26 episodes, divide that by 2. What is that?
13.
13. What if we review the first 13? Maybe not in order, but we could talk about the events of the 13 episodes.
I mean, we can if you want.
Sure.
I mean, that gives us longer. Like, it'll be a longer show.
Fuck it.
I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck it.
It's called content! That 20 people are going to listen to. It's going to be great. Actually, our numbers...
Have we been doing that bad?
No. Well, hang on,
I
let's
was
see.
like, we were pretty consistent.
Yeah,
until
from...
plastic dried up.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see from the last month. 152, 84, 19, 22, 31, 43, 53, 20.
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
I mean, it's not terrible. And our numbers usually go up over time anyway.
Right, I'll look back and go, holy fuck, why are people listening to this shit?
Like, Has Been Hotel has 672 listens. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's one of our highest listened to podcasts right now. Because people are obsessed with that show, and there's only been 1 episode.
Well, and, like, that's weird because they have, like, 6 episodes of Hell of a Boss.
That's another one we should do. That one is fucking awesome.
And Return of the Joker has almost 300. Like, holy shit.
Oh my god, that's right. God, I was sloshed off my ass in that episode. Holy shit, people listen to that. 300 listens and 4 downloads. Lovely. That's awesome.
What's our highest plastic people?
I think it's like 150.
228.
Oh my god. Alright, we're holding you guys hostage for way too fucking long, so... we're going to sign off.
We are officially 7 minutes longer than the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.